A few months ago, I reviewed this bike, and so why do I have it here? Well, to waste your time, of course. That's not true. The reason why I have this bike right here today is because they've made some upgrades to this, and some upgrades that were very much needed. This is the Lectric XPedition, and was the bike that my wife had for about a year. She would take the little whippersnappers and put them back here and take them to places that they never seen before, like down the street, up the block, and across the road. I've got a list of all the updates that they made to this, and I'm gonna talk about each of them right now. The first thing, in true Lectric fashion, is they kept the price the same. Thank you, Lectric. We appreciate it. And the price is gonna depend on how many batteries you have. This one is the dual battery option, which I'll talk more about later, but the single battery option is gonna be around $1,300. So moving on to the updates. The first and biggest one is the torque sensor, which is a good move if you have the right power delivery. I could easily hit 28 miles per hour when just casually pedaling. So the power delivery that they got going on here is A-okay.
And how reactive is that torque sensor? Well, putting pressure right now, and it's going. And then when I go up in gears, we'll go to 8, get around 20 miles an hour. If I stop pedaling, cuts off right away. If I begin, there's about a half revolution and the power comes back on.
Second thing on my list is the 8-speed shifter. So this is under the handlebars, it's trigger style, it's a higher end shifter, well, compared to the other one that they had, which was the SAS Index, which is that thumb one. Moving down here, kind of a funny upgrade. Anyways, they've added a beefier kickstand. They got some feet on the bottom of that. And for those of you who are gonna take your kids around on this thing, you're gonna like the fact that they made this frame bigger. I mean, just look at the size of this from right here, underneath the saddle, to there, it's that big. You could fit 3 kids back there. And you could, because you can carry up to, what was it, 450 pounds. You got some more junk in the trunk. Oh, and there's actually one more thing with the rack, and that is they've added another piece of tubing here. So before they just had this top piece and then pretty much nothing except for down here. This piece is on both sides, and they did that so you can connect their pannier bags. The last upgrade on my list is the front fork suspension, and that is my favorite upgrade with this bike.
Oh yeah, little rough part there, and oh, that is so much better than that hard fork.
So I was happy to see that, and you have 50 millimeters of travel. Oh, the wife's coming home, so that's good timing because that's all the updates. This is a place of business, not somewhere you can just park your car. I don't know if you heard that, but that was some sarcastic stuff coming out of her mouth. This is my wife, and I want you to tell the world what you think about this bike.
I love the color of this bike.
Whenever I ask her to tell me anything that she likes or something that she likes about a bike, she always goes the color routes.
Yeah, and then you could put
It makes me turn a color, and the color of that is red.
children on it.
No,
It's a
but
good bike.
I was telling them that this was your bike, and the one complaint that we had, well, not this one, but the other model.
Oh,
This is the updated one.
Oh,
And look how big that rack is, by the way.
Yeah.
That is bigger than yours, right?
Oh yeah.
But check this out. You got front fork suspension now. Yeah.
So your bum won't hurt.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Lectric, you darn did good putting some suspension on that. That's a hard word. Some suspension for people like this. She's a real user of e-bikes.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, I don't need you anymore, so please. This is my place of business now. I just gotta get back to business. And now I wanna go over the bike from front to back. You got a Shaoyang road grade tire. I like these tires because they don't make a lot of noise. They're pretty smooth. You got Lectric's bigger and beefier headlights. On the head tube, you can mount a rack. And by the way, this bike has a ton of accessories, and all of the accessories are very easy to put on. Let me just go back here for just 1 second because I wanna talk about these seat cushions. All you have to do is just screw this thing out to take it off, or the other way to put it back on. And then these foot pegs, you just push that pin in and pull them out, or push that pin in and push them in. If you want a bike with a ton of accessories, this is the brand that I would go with. Handlebars fold in, and then they also adjust. You got this cool quick release lever. You just pull that down, pull this flap out, and then you can rotate it in 2 different places. And this has a rider size of 4'11" to 6'5". I got a nice span on the handlebars that matches the power of the bike. The grips feel nice. Got a thumb throttle on the left side, a nice feeling control pad, plus and minus with 5 pedal assist levels. Left and right turn signals shows up on the LCD screen. And then in the tail light, hit them again to turn them off. And then power button is gonna just scroll through some readouts on the very bottom of that screen. If you hold down the plus and minus button, you can enter the P menu, and they have an owner's manual online that will tell you what each one of these P menus are. Up around the handlebars, you have hydraulic brakes. I don't think these guys make a bike now that doesn't have hydraulic brakes. This bag is pretty cool. It's water resistant. It's got this nice zipper, and it just bolts onto the frame there. There's 2 bolts there, and then 2 down there. It actually complements the bike very well. It makes it more streamlined because you're coming from the back onto the saddle and then just straight up to the head tube. Got the classic Lectric saddle, and then you got seat post suspension. Moving down, you have quick release pedals, which these are just awesome. Moving up from that, you got 2 batteries. So there's 2 battery options, single or dual. Each battery takes around 4 to 5 hours to charge. And when fully charged, they say that if you ride it conservatively enough, you can get up to 170 miles. Moving back here to the rack, again, you got all this tubing. You can connect other accessories to, the 2 pads, which actually got some nice cushion to them, footrest, which can hold 2 kids' feet. You got a vent hole cage around the tire, and they did this to minimize the motor noise. In the back, you got a tail light. When you hit the brake levers, that does flare up. So that pretty much wraps it up, guys. I appreciate you hopping on here and checking out my content, and I'll see you on the next one.